Get my money, buy my medicine, buy my medicine, buy my medicine. Get my money, buy my medicine, buy my medicine, buy my medicine. Yeah, you know I got to have that medicine. That prescription medicine, baby.
Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of The Grow Show. I'm your host, Marijuana Man. Want to thank everybody for supporting Pot TV, watching all our shows, and cannabis culture as well. We're out here trying to make a difference in the world, and we certainly can't do anything without your help, so thanks for tuning in. Unfortunately, another show about the madness of prohibition that's going on out there, and more prohibition for sale. This week in the newspaper, an Ontario town, Cornwall, Ontario, the police are to place signs outside of homes being searched for drugs. Now here's what they're doing. They're putting up a sign that says they got a drug search warrant, and they put it on the front lawn. Now, come on. They're putting this on lawns of people's houses that they don't know if they actually have drugs in there. They have a search warrant to look for them, but yet they put this on the people's lawn already. Now, who gave these people permission to do this? You can't be putting signs like that on a lawn. I should be able to go to their house and put a sign that says, corrupt police officer lives here. How about a sign that says drunk police officer lives here? Or a thief lives here? Is that what we're headed for? Is a society where they're going to be putting signs on people's lawns? No. They only do it for drugs. The police are all about this. They're all about trying to keep it in the face of the community that marijuana is bad and that they need to protect us from it. Same thing's going on in Edmonton. Take a look at this sign. Another marijuana grow-out busted by the green team. It's a for sale sign, folks. They're selling prohibition. They know they have to lie. They know that it's bad, and they continue with it. It's terrible. Now, I went on the homepage of the Vancouver Police Department the other day. They have a drug policy there, a very well-stated drug policy. This isn't a systems policy, how police officers are supposed to act around it and what they're supposed to do. This is their own separate policy about how drugs should be in our society. This is from a bunch of C-grade students who couldn't do anything but become a cop, are telling us how we're supposed to live our lives and what's right and wrong here. Totally insane and completely beyond their scope. Of course, they want prohibition. Police, they want the gang violence. They have to have this to expand their ranks, to get more big trucks, to get more big guns, more smashing machines. They do want to arrest you and your kids. They use our children every breath as a scapegoat. We're doing it for the kids. We're doing it for the kids. Well, what a bunch of liars. They are not doing it for the kids. They're doing it for a paycheck. And this is horrible, folks. It's got to stop. Our police forces have become rogue armies out of control. Just yesterday, 3 police officers were arrested here for assault and robbery. Now, the story today in the newspaper is that, they've been suspended with pay. One has been reduced to a desk job. Not one of them has been charged, and they're still out deciding whether or not they should charge them. If this was you or me, folks, we would still be in jail for this. And you would be charged, and they'd figure it out later, but not with the police. No. They do it just however they want to do it. Now here is another stupid piece of nonsense in a local paper. Drugs rampant in West Vancouver, says the police chief. Well, what the hell does he know about it? He says that he's never been anywhere where he's seen more drug use. Well, that doesn't mean that it's rampant, does it? This was the headline on the front of the paper, but when you actually go inside and read the story, the guy who runs West Vancouver schools, he takes exception to that and says that that's not true. How come that wasn't the headline? police chief, what he says is not true. But no, that's how the media plays it. The media is behind prohibition as much as the cops are. They love it, they love it, they love it. I've never in my life seen one journalist with the balls enough to ask the questions as why this is going on. They tell us it's going on. We've seen 60 Minutes. There was another one on TV last night from NBC. Oh, they're smoking marijuana. Marijuana does not hurt you. Give me a break that they want to do all this stuff to you. Now, in the body of the story here, the chief constable of West Vancouver, his first name is Cash. Can you believe that irony? Because that's what these guys are all about. Now, his report came based on the fact that a 16-year-old girl died at a party. Now, they have no idea what she died of, evidently. They just assume that it's a party drug. So he went out and he interviewed 100 kids about drug use, and this is how he came up with his idea that it's rampant. Now, Cash Heed, canceled the DARE program in West Vancouver. Now, I laud him for that. Come on, that's great. And the reason that he did it, he quashed DARE because it wasn't working. He says, we have to remember that the DARE program had been in effect in West Vancouver for 12 years. The program is very popular, but it's not very effective. So he canceled it. Now, why doesn't this man wrap it around his head that prohibition doesn't work? Except it's going into his paycheck. He's feeding his family by putting people in jail for marijuana. This is horrible. Now, he goes on to say, for a black and white answer as to why this is, I can't give you that. I'm hoping someone else can. Well, here it is in black and white for you, Cash. End prohibition. Now, could it be easier than that? Of course not. Now, recently in Kelowna, you might have seen the story on the front page of Pot TV. The Kelowna police, after a strong and full investigation, burst into a house of an old elderly couple because they suspected a marijuana grow-op. Because they didn't shovel their driveway. They didn't open their blinds. These police are lying. They're lying about their investigation, and they're lying about their assumptions. Still, no journalists asked these questions. They just gave the camera and the microphone to a cop to say what their position was. No one questioned their position. No one questions anything with the police. This is absolutely horrible. Now look, we got to do something about this. We can't allow this to go on in Canada, or in the United States for that matter. They busted in and raided some more medical places in California yesterday or today. What's Obama going to do about that? He could have signed a piece of paper yesterday putting that to rest, but he hasn't. These people scare the hell out of me. The DEA, the cops, they are so powerful in our society. They are pushing our politicians around, and it's time that they were stopped. They're doing it here with the Olympics. They're going to load up as many cops as they can get on their streets here, and they're going to do it on the backs of marijuana smokers. Their position, the Vancouver drug policy, why do they even have one? These are civil servants to do as they're told and to enforce the laws that they are told exist. They shouldn't have a separate policy about, they say that all illicit drugs are harmful. Just what they say in their drug policy. That's the problem here, folks, is that the drugs are illegal. It's not that they're bad or harmful, it's that they're illegal. Now, I know parents that are warning their kids to stay away from pot. Not because the pot will hurt them, they're telling their kids because the law will hurt you. Now, you parents, if I had to do that to my child, I would not do it more than once. I would get out there and tell these people, you stop this law that's hurting my kids over a substance that's not. Take some responsibility here for what's going on in our society. Don't sit back and go, I can get my weed. Over 2 million Canadians every week choose to break this law, they're getting their weed somewhere. Of course. There's a seed shop across the street. There's a seed shop around the corner. They've never busted them. They sure busted Mark and Michelle and I. They haven't busted them. Why would that be? Why wouldn't the police go to the source, stop the seed sales? Of course they don't want to. Because if you don't have the seed sales, you don't have the plants, you don't have the people to bust. My God, this is terrible. Okay, so you've got a right to your member of parliament. You've got a right to them every week. It is our responsibility to tell these people that this is what we want. Even though the polls suggested, now there's no chance in hell. If cannabis was legal today, there is no way you could make it illegal. Think about that. Now if that's the case, the fact that cannabis is illegal is wrong. It is absolutely wrong. But the police, they take total advantage of the fact that it's illegal. And so does everybody else. They just glom onto it to get the money that they can get. And you can get it so easily. This is terrible. You and I cannot get the money because we are anti-prohibition and they will not give you the money. Now here's something I did the other day that scared the hell out of me. I started thinking about the persecution of the Jews in Germany before the Second World War. So I went online to Wikipedia. I found a little document there that told me all the things that happened to them. And I took that document, and with my find and replace tool, I replaced the name Jew with pot smoker. And I replaced the word Hitler with RCMP. And it fits. They're doing exactly to us what happened to the Jews in Germany before the Second World War. You can't vote. You can't get a job. You're arrested. You're criminalized. You're fined. Doctors refuse to treat you. You can't get a student loan. You can't get a really good job. They won't let you run for politics. This is today here in Canada. The 21st century. Over marijuana, which their own government has told them is not very harmful. So get out there, write to these people, tell them that this is what you want, and stay tuned for any activity that you can get involved in and stand up against. We're working hard here. We need your help. Let's get out there and change these asinine laws. I am so sick of this nonsense. I've never seen anything more immoral, anything more lied about than marijuana. It can ruin people's lives just by saying the word now. My God, this is Orwell on fucking steroids. Thanks for tuning in. Hope I've inspired you to go out there and change this world. You Americans, write to Obama. Write to him today. And don't stop writing to him. There was some poll that they did on the internet before his inauguration about the thing that people thought that he should change first. Overwhelmingly, it was the drug laws and the legalization of cannabis. But these people at their stupid webpage, they were so afraid and so prohibitionist to even put that out there, they took all the results and they scrambled them in no particular order. Now, if it had been the economy that was number one, they would have said it was number one. If it was anything else, they would have said it was number one. But because the people want this law changed, they say no. So thanks again. We'll see you next time. Peace and pot.
Liar, pants on fire. Girl, I love you. I love you though.